Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars, week 85, day 4. Today is a brown day as far as other things. Of course, earlier today we ended up doing the invasions. Pretty straightforward. It's Rashka invasions, pretty, oh yeah, I forgot, I can't show through here. But as far as the thing, if we go over to our troops, as far as the cheaper team, you can end up running the invasion troop, followed by the new weapon that ended up coming in, which is an okay weapon, but as far as the event is concerned, it's pretty solid for it due to its mana accumulation. It's a green-yellow that ends up creating brown-red, obviously boosted on Rashka, and since you're restricted by Rashkas, it ends up working out pretty well. And then a double to Kaki. As far as what we personally end up using, we end up using double of the invasion troop with the weapon plus a Sakima, which is required to legend, but if you have it, it ends up working out pretty good for the extra skull spam. Also, for the very early battles, I ended up running 3 to Shadow Hunter with a Dawnbringer, just a quick kill that way, if you want to do that for like the super low level range. Not necessarily required, but I guess through the super cheap stuff very quick, or the super low battles when you're still have like 2 towers and such. But that's basically what we did. Pretty straightforward evasion event, pretty straightforward weapon. We have like 1 billion of them based on types. So nothing too big from there, but definitely make sure to go do it, as there is a bunch of rewards, of course, related to it. Same as always. We'll go claim the little bit of extra ones that we have. Also, if I'm not mistaken, we still haven't claimed our War Lore event orb, mostly because between the previous stream and now, the guild has actually finished it, so we might as well grab that. We are now, oops, that's not what I wanted. I literally clicked the same thing twice. So we're now officially done with the world event. So we're now in 20th, though it doesn't really matter. Let's see, where's Isabel? Isabel's in, where's leaderboard? Isabel's still trying for that top 20. Not quite, 28th. Alright, let's go claim our orb. Come on, power! You know you just want to randomly drop a power at the beginning of the stream. That is very much not a power. Okay, so let's go to Brown Guild War. Let's start with that. Also, they have a gem sale for St. Patrick's Day, by the way. I'm sure most people don't care about that, but if you are, that's a thing. Let's see. Also, St. Patrick's Day, that's in 5 days, right? 17th? Pretty sure. Anyways, let's go do Guild Wars. We'll probably just stick with the same team we always do. Just double checking what we are up against. Let's see how we're doing battle wise. We're slightly ahead, not by much though. Not by much. Okay, so first things first. Let's go to our brown team and just double check what we need for banner, or not for banner, but for we need 3 seasons. Actually, 20% to 2 seasons would be fine. But then again, we're getting Night Start. Wild Queen would be the only thing that needs mana. Oh, he's using Frost Mage though. Oh. Oh. Oh? Oh. Frost Mage, you say? I think we know what we want to set. The counter. Okay, I think we're good to go now. Don't think we need to change anything else. This was almost made as a joke one day, this team, and it actually worked so surprisingly well. This brown team. I actually still use it even though it's been months. It was originally made as a joke, and then it was actually good enough to not be a joke. Let's see, we'll take that over. We'll grab that. We do lose our turn, but we get so much mana, that's worth it. Do we have alignment on this? No, because you just converted purple to yellow. Otherwise we would. Well, green to skull could still have alignment, though it does not. So much yellow that we can't use. There's all this yellow on the board, but nothing to use it on. And we still don't have skull alignment on green. We have 2 skulls that will get connected, but that's pretty much it. Let's go for Mountain Crusher. But anyways, hello everyone! Hope all of you have been having a wonderful day. Hello Rogue! Hello Defiant! Hello Cookie! Hello Gustavo! Hello Imperial! Hello Ricardo! Hello Jonathan! Hello Bill! Hello Tyrion! Hello Chris Border! Hello Defiant! Hello Brett! Hello Runus! And hello Anos! Welcome, 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 welcome. What do we need here? Do we have alignment on this yet? No. So we'll take that. Still no. So we'll go for mountain. Hopefully that extra turns. We do have a follow-up here, so we'll go for that. I believe we go for Wild Queen now. Let's make the board a little bit smaller before we do. Let's go for Wild Queen. A little bit of a mess, but it still works out. Do we have alignment on either of them? Yes, we could do this, which hopefully sets us up into the following turn, which it does. So So we can get the skull spam there, and that's pretty much a match. Just throw down Wild Queen, and that should kill. It missed! Why did I just take a skull? We could have just won with a single skull. Fine, we'll do it that way. I wonder if that actually hurt us on points or gave us more points. I'm actually not sure. Hello, Zeus. Welcome. Scoring is very weird for Guild Wars. Do we need Mass Cleanse? Against this team, no. Right? I don't think we need Cleanse versus that team. Let's go Seasons. Just need to remember to change back when we have a Frost Mage on the next battle. There are set to Seasons right now, right? Just double checking, even though we literally just said it. Just making sure. You never know. Hello, Jamie! Welcome. Oh, you're getting motion sickness from the game? I actually turned on motion blur immediately. I'm not even sure what the game looks like with motion blur on, because I had a feeling it would cause motion sickness. So I just immediately turned it off. I haven't actually played a single battle in that game yet with it on, because I had a feeling that would happen if I did. I should probably turn it on once just to see how bad it is. And then immediately turn it off. But yeah, Century Age of Ashes is pretty fun. They're currently doing a beta for 6 more days? 7 more days? It's still the 21st. However many days that is. It's like 9 days, actually. Do we have a lineman here? No. Should we still cast? Possibly. I'll risk it. Was it worth it? Yes. That was very much worth it. Yeah, I was really bad at that game this morning. But now we're actually not horrible at it. We were getting first a couple times. I was doing a couple rounds off stream and we're still getting first on some. Definitely way better than when we started, that's for sure. We started really horrible. Mostly because it's a genre I don't really play. Honestly, not many games really exist of the genre. What do we even go for here? They all look like a bad move. As long as we don't give Mercy value, we should be fine. Wait, I can make Mercy give us value if I'm looking at this right. Yep, there we go. 5 times yellow. Oh, we're frozen though. I forgot. Oh! I forgot to switch back to Cleanse. No! I called it. I called it earlier. I said I would forget to switch back to Cleanse. And I forgot to switch back to Cleanse. I knew it would happen. I knew it was going to happen. Though it might not actually matter if we keep extra turning on green. It might literally not matter at all. Which is kind of funny. Oh, no, it mattered. That would have been an extra turn, but wasn't. No, we lost a troop because of it. Fail. Though I don't think it would have made much of a difference. There was no guarantee that we would have gotten a Cleanse there. So there would have been a chance, unlike currently where we don't have a chance. So this is way over. Though unfortunately we lost some points from that death. And the fact that it's still trying to hit us. A little unfortunate. Oh, we still haven't hit tier 1 in PvP, though. That kind of passively happens during Guild War weeks. Okay, do we need to set a stats effect? Kind of. He has Death Mark? Oh, wait, you don't have Death Mark. Never mind. But you have, he has Death Mark and Web. Do we need Cleanse just for Death Mark and Web? I forget, does this class even have Entangle? Yes. Okay, we do need Cleanse. Just making sure. I had a feeling it did. I just forgot for a second, for sure. But it definitely does. And he does indeed have a set, which makes sense. Obviously, he's the strongest thing on that one category. Okay, let's go back to Guild Wars. Now correctly set to Cleanse, which we should have had last battle. I knew I would forget, because I always forget. Whenever I switch my medals for one battle, I'll then forget to switch it back for the other. Assuming I already still have it. Do the bulk of troop stats, magic, armor, life, come from kingdom levelings? Yes. A good majority of stats in this game come from kingdom levels. Either through the kingdom stars or through the kingdom levels that you use gold and deeds for. But yes, a good majority of all stats within the game comes from kingdoms. It's one of the reasons why a lot of troops have relatively similar stats, since they're kind of buffing up all of them simultaneously. Which makes every troop look quite a bit more the same. compared to how they were in the past, which isn't too big of a deal. But as far as stat lines, they have a lot less diversity between each other compared to in way back in the past. Oh gosh, that was a little bad. Hero's tanking up pretty nicely though. Unfortunately, he got a summon there. It's not too good of a summon though. Do we have alignment? No. Yes. The no yes. The yes no. Do we have alignment now? No. I should have went for red first. I'm tempted to just a mountain. Because I'm trying to get her to full mana. Which we did. Ideally, we would want to cast this into Wild Queen, but it doesn't have alignment. So I think I'm just going to Wild Queen and hope it doesn't backfire. So why does he not have Stealthy on Hero? He's using a Life and Death team without Stealthy on Hero. That's very strange. You always want to use Stealthy on that team. Very strange. Not sure why he wasn't. But he indeed was not. What else can you get deeds? They're mostly from, you get a good majority of them from the dailies. Also, we've been getting a lot of Imperials lately. But whenever they show up in dailies is how you get a good majority of them. As far as deed books, you can craft them out of a lot of deeds. However, their main way of being obtained in the current state of the game is through campaign. Lately, they've been doing 3, or technically 6. 3 on the free side and 3 on the paid side, where you get these deed book thingies. That's the only way those deed books have been available. And aside from that, you can also get them from offers occasionally, though we do not have one here as an example. And you can also technically get it from your 3 daily arenas by having an offer that would also be the same as these offers. That could potentially give you some. But for the most part, you get like 80 to 90% of them pretty much through through the daily adventure board. So it's basically pure luck if you get them or not. There's currently no way to directly farm them in the current state of the game, at least to a substantial infinite amount. That might change in the future, but as it currently stands, there's no infinite way to farm them. Not even Volkys infinitely farms them. Alright, we're currently set to cleanse, so we'll just keep it as is. Because obviously we need cleanse for Frost Mage. Oh, however, if he stuns us, we don't have cleanse anymore. Interesting. Double extra turn. Please tell me this has alignment. Okay, we won. It's over. We already won. It just started, but it's already over. As long as this doesn't miss, we won. We won. You have alignment, right? Yes. Okay, it's over. Very much over. Are we on turn 1 right now? I'm pretty sure we're one-turning this. I sure hope so. Did we get it? Yeah, we got it. Turned 1. Easy. I like how the hardest battle was the absolute easiest. The one that's supposed to be the hardest. We wiped like it was nothing. Solid score. Best of the week so far as what we've gotten. And we're in top 3. We're getting there. That's kind of pretty close. We're pretty much tied with Fiera's Faith? Oh, Faith. How did I add a W to that? How on earth did I add a W there? Also, our defense team didn't do too bad today. It did surprisingly well on Red Day. Though Red Day is the hardest Guild War day, which is why it would do better. But 3-8 today, which technically means 3-11. You know, 3 wins, 11 losses. Or sorry, 3 wins, 8 losses, 11 total battles. There's something else I wanted to check while I was here, and I completely forget what it was. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if we fought that guild yet. No, we have not. Though there's a chance we don't at all. Because that'd be funny if the end of the week is determined by the final battle between us and that guild on who gets to move up and who doesn't get to move up. That'd be pretty funny. Anyways, let's go clear out dailies, then we'll go hand out a code. And then we'll go mess with a bit of farming. I guess we'll go clear these out for magic, since we kind of overwrit them to begin with for Guild Wars. Also, don't forget to get these Imperial deeds. I know we kind of already showed them earlier. But definitely do not forget to get Imperial. It's 6 purples and an Imperial, which is some very good loot. And of all the colors, purple is definitely the most beneficial because of all the Magic Kingdoms. Also, I've been drinking so much caffeine today. Probably an unhealthy amount. Though most of the things I drink that have it in don't have like a super high amount. It's not like I'm drinking energy drinks and coffee. I am not drinking. I've just been drinking like some light sodas and sparkling water. that happens to have caffeine in it. I was too lazy to make hot tea earlier. So I was like, yeah, I'll just get one of these. Didn't want to boil water. How else? Oh, never mind, I already answered that. But if anyone else has any other questions, do let me know. I'll make sure to go over them all. Oh, what do we need here? We'll go for that. Grab our Phoenicia. And tomorrow night, we should be able to finish out the invasions, I'm pretty sure. I know we kind of didn't get to do any tonight, but that's mostly because we did it all this morning. In the super early stream. Though I technically didn't even need to do it that early. They were doing the beta codes out in a very long system because like 90,000 people had to get it. And that's not an exaggeration, actually 90,000. But, and we were like the last 20,000. We got very unlucky. I think it was like 11:30 by the time we got the code. They started handing them out at 9. Yeah, we're doing Sentry Stream tomorrow. I'm going to likely be doing a Sentry Stream every single day for the entirety of the beta. How long will vary. But tomorrow around noon, maybe a little earlier. But somewhere's around there. We'll be doing it. I kind of need to catch up on sleep tonight, so whatever time we wake up. I'll probably start around noon. Well, it's not out of the drop table, but yes, it's not the exclusive mythic in the drop table anymore. The Archdiva. But it is still technically in the drop table. In the sense that it's one out of every random mythic in the game, not counting Soulforge only mythics. So there's theoretically a ridiculously small chance that you could still get it from Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest. But yes, it is no longer the exclusive mythic in the drop table. And no mythic will be until the first Friday, the week after the first Friday of every month is the duration at which we have one of those exclusive ones. So we got a while since we just finished Archdiva, of course. But April 2nd. April 2nd will be the next one. Until the April 9th. Come on, one more poke. Let me have it. There we go. What is the average level to get your first mythic? I have no clue. On almost every alt account I've ever had, I got it before level 100. Though there are numerous people that have said they've gone to level 1000 or even level 1100 without getting a mythic. It depends on a lot of factors, like how quickly you're leveling, what kind of guild you're in, and stuff like that. Because if you're leveling very slow, but also in a good guild, you could literally have it by like level 50 or sooner. Or something similar. Like, you could almost have every mythic in the game by level 1000. Actually, my Switch account, which was in the best guild in the game at the time, by the time it reached level 1000, it had half the mythics in the game. Though there were a lot less mythics in the game at that time, though. Especially since it was on the Switch version, which was even 9 months behind prior to that as well. But, I'm not sure what it is in the current state of the game. Because it varies based on a lot of factors. Because some people can reach level 1000 within under a month. It's theoretically possible to do it under 2 weeks as well. Wouldn't even be surprised if someone did it in a week, though that would take a lot of dedication. And probably some money to do it in only a week. Alright, let's go hand it a code. Also, do we need to do this pet? I'm pretty sure we don't. Always like checking just in case. I don't know, we should probably do it just for the sake of it, though. Oh, but it's the Inferno King one. No, I'm not doing that just for food. No, not the Inferno King one. If it was literally any other one, I'd go for it, I guess. But that's so annoying just to get pet food. Because of the how many he revives. He can revive like 10 times in a battle if he feels like it. Anyways, let me go get you guys the code. And I'll probably just do some token farming. Where is my code section? There it is. If anyone still has any other questions, do let me know. Make sure to go over them all. We'll save that. Save. Do that. Go full screen. I'm looking for... where to go? Game code section. Loading. That's just computer so slow. Actually, I was really... oh no! What's it doing? Wait, what? Okay. There we go. Wait. What just happened? I'm confused. Also, who messaged me? Anyways. But, redeem code. The amount of misclicks. There you guys go. Accidentally clicked all the way on the forum and then had to redo the thing because it wasn't in my copy paste. But anyways, there you guys go. There's the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever game says right over here is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code is right over there in the in chat. Just copy paste random numbers and letters started with EMB. And give same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And Archdiva is now not the only mythic in the drop table. It'll be 1 out of every random mythic in the game, not counting Soulforge only mythics. So you either want to save them for next month or just throw them down for randomness. Anyways, next order of business. I believe every main daily is done as far as what we do. So let's go and tackle the oh yeah, I forgot. We could actually overwrite those other tokens. We'll need to make sure to do that tomorrow since we already finished out the other event. But let's go do some token farming. We got a Nisha the other day, or a Nisha and an Anu. We got an Anu this morning. So we've been doing okay on tokens, though ideally we want to be seeing more Nishas, of course. But for how little we farmed this morning, getting an Anu was actually not too bad. Where on earth is my team? There it is. I'm starting to get too many teams up there because I've moved like almost all 5 of those new team slots up there. So now it's all crowded with everything. So, hello, Draco. Welcome. Oh, we're finally getting 50% Mana Star for dragons? Interesting. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to make them meta, though. The biggest issue dragons have in the current state of the game, and for a while now, is Submerge. A lot of dragons hit all enemies simultaneously, and Submerge really hard counters that. Though dragons used to be meta. The most interesting thing for that, I almost feel like it's going to be Dragon Soul. Like Dragon Soul soul farming with 50%. I'm not sure if that's worth it, though, because you have to sacrifice a whole troop that could be a fair straw. Just for the extra... oh, excuse me. Just for the extra initial mana. What else would kind of work? Roarbreaker, I still feel like has too high of a mana cost, even with only 15 mana cost. Still feels too high. Now once he gets rolling, he really gets rolling. There's just so much that counters it, though. Especially with how high of a base mana cost he has. Makes him really bad against mana drain as well. And Submerge. And everything. No, none of the dragons are really that meta anymore. Even though they used to be in the past. It's been about 3 years since dragons have been good. It'll be interesting to see 50% dragon start will make them viable. I'm a bit doubtful, but we'll see what happens with it. There's definitely some dragon builds out there that aren't horrible. Honestly, the most interesting thing that it might make viable is Dragon Guard Hero class. One thing holding Dragon Guard Hero class back a little bit, like a couple other hero classes, is that it doesn't have a mana start. However, 50% Dragon mana start would fix that. And it would make it like an alternative Sentinel hero class, except with... Oh! Except with half mana start with triple burning. That actually has some interesting synergy. I don't think there's currently any way to get any of the 50% mana start troops to have... any of the triple damage burning troops to have 50% mana start. Dragon Guard might be the first one. Mechanist used to be it by default, but it only lasted for like a week. However, this will be the first time since Mechanist since I think we had it, though you have to use one whole additional troop to go out every way. Because if I'm not mistaken, every other triple damage burning in the entire game does not have a half mana start. If I'm not mistaken. Every single one of them. So dragons having 50% would be the first instance of it happening. Again. Because Mechanist technically had it for like a week. Until it was unfortunately nerfed. It wasn't really nerfed directly. They were trying to make it so everything had like the proper tree in it. In doing so, they actually made Titan a lot stronger. But in doing so, they also made Mechanist a lot weaker. That's why Titan has been so good for so long. Though compared to Arch Magus and stuff like that, I still feel like it's falling off a little. Though Titan's still a great all-around hero class. Like if you wanted only one hero class and didn't ever want to level anything else, so you would eventually for Kingdom upgrades. Titan's definitely the way to go, at least initially if you don't feel like upgrading stuff. It's just such a good all-around hero class. And that will never change. The versatility on it's what makes it really good. Yeah, I wish we would get another way to get tokens. The only problem I really have with tokens is there's not multiple different ways of getting them. Because realistically, the only way that you get like 90% of your tokens is by spamming Explore 12 over and over and over again. And there's no alternative method if you don't want to do that method. If you don't feel like doing that on a given day. Maybe they could add it to Treasure Hunt. Ha 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 ha. I'm really curious to see what they do for the Treasure Hunt rework. Could you imagine if they put deeds and tokens in the Treasure Hunt rework? That will never happen. Though I definitely want to see it happen. That's never going to happen. But it would be cool if it did. %, that will not happen though. If anything, they would add some kind of like new resource to put on maps or put in it. That, or they would make epic maps, kind of like how they made epic Volkeys, and do something different with those specific maps, but keep the normal maps almost the same, maybe just slightly buffed. Kind of like how they did Volkeys. Except Volkeys were already good, unlike treasure maps. Well, treasure maps aren't horrible. It's just later in the game, you get so many gems from Tribute that you technically doesn't feel worthwhile to do Treasure Hunt. Because one single Tribute in late game these days almost feels like 20 gems. And for an entire hour of doing Treasure Hunt, you get like 50 to 60 gems. Or it's about 50 to 70, actually. It can vary, though, depending on luck or lack thereof. And if you could just claim Tribute for like 30 seconds in an hour, or, you know, over the course of an hour, rather than doing a whole hour of Treasure Hunt just for 3 times the loot as far as gems are concerned, you'd obviously just take the Tribute and never touch Treasure Hunt. And that's currently the issue that it really has, at least really late into the game, is that Tribute is so efficient for gems that Treasure Hunt is basically never done. Super late in the game, unless you're forced to. You do get other stuff from Treasure Hunt, but obviously if you're doing it, the main loot that you're getting is gems. That's like 80% of the value that you get from a Treasure Hunt. Nope, no good tokens. Also, I still can't believe we got a double guard earlier. No, absolute worst possible drop. Now, what's kind of funny about it, too, is you actually have to get unlucky to get the worst possible drop. Because it's not even the most likely drop, the worst possible drop. Because the most likely drop that you would get is 2 ultra rares. But the less, or at least lowest value drop you can get is 2 commons. But it's actually less likely to get 2 commons than it is to get 2 ultra rares, due to the fact that ultra rares are higher weighted than the common is. Or it still seems weird, but it is the way it is. Hello, Bushka! Welcome. Oh, you're going to be able to craft your first mythic very soon. There's 2 that are exceedingly good to get first. It's either Ferrous Raw or Iron Gut. It really comes down to, do you want to go farm souls or do you want to go farm delves? And which one you want to go do is which one you would get. Iron Gut does delves and Ferrous Raw does souls. And then after whichever one you then get the other one. So if you get Ferrous Raw first, you then get Iron Gut after. And if you get Iron Gut first, you then get Ferrous Raw after. There's still the 2 highest value first mythics to get in the current state of the game. Am I still using the same invasion event teams? The ones from this morning? Yeah. If that's what you're referring to. You should be able to clear out all of tier 3 pretty easily. Actually, you should skill all the way. I don't see why it wouldn't. Just 2 of the invasion troop with the weapon and actually, I forget what the 4th slot was already now. Fail. For sure, is this more mana accumulation? Oh no, it was Skull Spam off of Sakima. Which mostly just helps speed up the invasion troops. Yeah, Ketris and event keys is potentially worth going out of your way for. He's definitely a pretty decent mythic. I have been using him a bit less in the current state of the game, though, but he's still really good. Also, one other thing that's pretty nice about doing that is it actually helps your guild wars. Because all those null troops, the ones that do extra damage to a certain color, all of them reside in Wild Plains. So you're likely going to get them all to Mythic, or at least a lot further upgraded, as you're trying for Ketris. And a couple of them are really good on Guild War days. Not all of them, though. Like the purple one was pretty underwhelming and a few other ones. But the green one's pretty insane, the brown one's pretty good. Or, you know, the one that counters those colors, I mean. There's an main too. The yellow one's ever so occasionally used, but not as much. It's mostly the green and brown ones. That are both slightly lower rarity, but still getting the max is pretty nice. I believe we're using the green one for defense. I don't think we used the brown one, though. Actually, no, we did. We literally had our defense today. But yeah, those are the only two I think I even use. Because for whatever reason, even though they're lowest to rarity of them, they're actually the strongest two, which kind of doesn't make any sense, but it is the case. The two lowest rarity are actually the two strongest. There's a lot of things in this game that don't make sense. That is one of many. Oh, what's even funnier is the absolute lowest rarity one of them, the rare, is like 2 times stronger than the second strongest one. Because for whatever reason, they gave it like near flawless traits as a rare. Which to this day still seems kind of weird. Like it has like legend or mythic level traits as far as how good its setup is as a rare. I kind of want to play this safe. Is there any way we can play it safe? Yes, do that. And he dies. That wasn't fully safe though, but it was safer than using Leprechaun. So I was just talking about something and I wanted to go show it real quick. I can't remember what it was now. I can't remember what it was. I feel like it was Soulforge related. Gosh, I can't remember what it was now. I was thinking of something that I wanted to go show and then brain failed. Hello, Damien. Welcome. Oh yeah, I wanted to go show how ridiculously overpowered the rare was. That is why I wanted to go show. I remember now. Gosh, I have such short-term memory. I have the memory of a goldfish. But yeah, he's absolutely broken. Guild War Green, I believe it is. Guild War Brown's what we used today. This isn't the as broken. Oh, never mind. The Fangowolf. So this is the really ultra broken one. Right? Yeah, this is the super broken one. So he does Hunter's Mark, which not only makes him do 2 times damage, but anything else if he happens to die, because it places the Hunter's Mark on it. So this is 2 times damage. He then does 2 times the green. And keep in mind, all these stack. So that's 4 times damage. And then he becomes Enrage. So not only does he ignore Agile and Stone Skin and 75% reduction or anything like that, but actually that's not even possible because he can't do it to green. But you know what I mean. Not only does he get to ignore every single piece of skull mitigation, but that stacks with the other 2 multipliers for a total of 6 times damage. He hits 6 times his skull damage through all traits. That is how much damage he does as a rare. I'm not sure why they made it so broken. But he is. And the other pretty good one was the brown one. Not as good as that, but still pretty good. He has the Enrage and the double damage. But instead of having Hunter's Mark, he has Skull Reduction. Which isn't bad, but it'd still be better if he had Hunter's Mark. But if nothing else, at least it's tankier than the other guy. Though he sacrifices damage for it. But yeah, the 2 lowest rarity ones, and they're the 2 strongest gnolls. Both available through Wild Plains next week. Through event keys. Though most people probably already have them, but you know, if you want to get them max without using orbs, if you're getting a Ketris anyways, it'll probably passively be done. Oh yeah, that's why he's on Guild War teams. If you're wondering why a bunch of people all the way in endgame are running him, it's because he's basically a mythic disguised as a rare. Honestly, out of every rare in the game, he probably feels the most like a mythic out of any. Except some of the really good mana accumulation ones. But as far as like damage output rares, it's one of the... Actually, I believe it's the highest damage output rare in the entire game. I think it might actually be the highest damage output epic or below in the entire game. That one green counter null troop. That 100% you should be using for green defense. There are some instances where you wouldn't use it, but it is so broken. You should probably try making a team out of it. It is insanely good. Well, the only problem with the null is it only works on greens for its full damage output. Like, it can still do a lot of damage output otherwise, but to get its maximum amount, it would have to be greens. So it's generally only used on green Guild War defense due to its consistency, because obviously it'll be up against 4 greens. You can try using it otherwise, but no kingdom has enough green that you would ever get like a guarantee battle with all green. Because you'd be quite a bit slower against non-greens. It'd still have a decent damage, though. Yeah, Grimwoods and Forest of Thorns, I believe, are the 2 highest green kingdoms. Not sure which one actually has a better concentration currently. We play on Switch and you hear a lot of people use the Rope Dart Orb Weaver teams. Why would that be for defense? What do you mean, why would you use those on defense? Rope Dart, the AI can almost never mess up. Generally it Rope Darts and then gets a skull and then wins. As far as Life and Death, you tend to use it with Orb Weaver and put it in second slot. Just using that really common elf team. It's been falling off meta a little bit, especially since Life and Death got nerfed. But it's still viable enough that people still use it. I believe that nerf is applied to Switch yet. I'm not sure. Because it happened in December of last year. And since they're about 9 months behind, I'm not sure if they actually got the rework to Life and Death yet. Because Life and Death used to be 15 mana, now it's 18. Which basically makes it 1 turn slower. Sometimes 2 turns slower, but normally 1 turn slower. What's my red Guild War attack team? I do not recall off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's a Zugoff convert team. I'm pretty sure it's Doomed Crossbow 2 empowers into Zugoff. Yep. Doomed Crossbow, Scurvy, Sea Dog, Zugoff, Drowned Sailor. Big issue with this is a lot of people tend to run anti-blue on this day, which might seem weird to run anti-blue on red day, but it's because this team offensively is really popular, and countering blue makes this team very weak. So a lot of people run it because this is like the meta for red day, and because this is the meta for red day, it has actually become so meta that a lot of people will counter blue instead of red on red day, which almost seems like it wouldn't make sense to do. But that team has gotten so popular in endgame that people actually counter blue on red day instead. Quite often. Not always, though. Yeah, Zugov generally takes about a year as far as overall amount of time, though it can vary depending on factors. But yeah, 4 small blues can be converted into a major blue, and then 3 major blues can be converted into a power with a couple other orbs. But obviously, excuse me, the main limiting factor is the blue orbs, because everything else you'll most likely have laying around. The only thing that could happen is potentially being out of oranges earlier on in the game. But for the most part, it's blues that are holding you back, since they're the rarest. Which is why I generally break it down into blue orb value. A power is worth 12 blues, a major blue is worth 4 blues, and a blue is worth a blue. The minor blue. And you need 96 blues in order to make a mythic. Or a boss troop if you want to get a boss troop. Or sorry, I mean a boss troop. All the boss troops cost that much. Imagine if every mythic cost that much, gosh. But no, just the boss troops, I mean. Which currently there's only 2, though we're going to be getting a 3rd next season, I think. Because I'm pretty sure we're getting nothing at the end of the season again. And then they're probably going to have something that you craft out of the 3 tarot card things. Or, you know, the ones that draw themselves, or whatever the title thingy was. You know, the sun, the, whatever we got last season, and whatever we get this season. Oh, sorry, never mind. There's only 2. The one from this season and the one from last season. And then we get another one the following season, probably. And then that will be used to craft a mythic. Yeah, all 3 of them. Because they like to do 3s when it comes to that stuff. Like Deathbringer, Dawnbringer, Xenos. Though no troop currently requires it other than Xenos. But this next one will, assuming it's a boss troop. Yeah, Vault events next weekend. Which is annoying. Because Century Age of Ashes beta is still going there and then. And Fall Guys Season 4, I think, is starting around then. Which is absolutely awful. I really hope Fall Guys Season 4 starts that following Monday or Tuesday. They said they're announcing the date on the 15th. Doesn't mean it's coming out on the 15th, it just means they're announcing the date on the 15th. I wish we had that info now. Let's take that over. But yeah, Vault event weekends are such good loot. Especially after the buff they did last year summer. Which at this point has almost been a whole year with the Valky buff. I did it like midsummer last year. They can't start next Tuesday. Interesting. But yeah, they still haven't revealed what the big new feature of next season is. Similar to how Gems of War still hasn't done a patch. We have gotten 0 major patches for Gems of War this year. Though in all fairness, they kind of did some stuff at the end of last year, but as far as this actual year of 2021, they have yet to do one super big patch yet. They did a patch, but it was a really small one. They did near nothing. The last one you got on Switch was the Warband update. I'm pretty sure there's still people on PC Mobile that don't have all the Warbands yet. A lot of people. When I say some people, I mean most people. We actually got a little bit lucky with it. By a little bit lucky, I mean really lucky. Very few people actually have it done for free. But we got lucky enough that we have already. Actually, we've been done with it for a couple weeks now. Having all the Warbands. I never did cover a video on it, mostly because it's not really that relevant too. Because the only thing that really comes in through them is 5 banners. And building a team around a banner is kind of weird to do. Because obviously you generally build around a troop, not around the banner. The banner is just what you happen to use to make the team work. Not build specifically around. The only time you might build around a banner is if you're using like a hero class that goes really well with it, like Archmages, building into a +2 purple banner. But even then, you're building around Archmages, you're not building around the banner, necessarily. What do I think about the Grey King? It's really good. I definitely underestimated it a little bit initially. Mostly because I really hate those things that just target a specific gem on the board. But now it's pretty good. It is situational though. Because you have to be up against a team that's actually going to be effective against. There's a lot of team compositions where it's not going to be as effective. If they're all using a different color, and the max amount of any one color on the enemy team is only 2, it becomes a lot less effective. Like if they're covering all 6 colors, but there's only a max of 2 of any one single color, tends to be the instance where he works a lot worse. Do I have a Doomskull team with Glaceon? Glaceon Bloodhammer team is still not horrible. It's Glaceon, Apothecary, Hero, as like Archmagus with like a Doom weapon if you have it, followed by Bloodhammer. And Hero would be using one of the Doomskull converting Doom weapons if you happen to have it. Or you could try using mana accumulation if you don't, and you need something cheaper for it. You could even use resummon if you really want to, just in case. Like one of those mana accumulation resummoning weapons. But yeah, that used to be really meta back in the day. Not the Doom weapon, because that didn't exist at the time. But like the whole Glaceon Bloodhammer combo. Especially before Doomskulls were nerfed like a billion times. Pretty sure they've gotten like 3 or 4 nerfs. They nerfed the Storm like 2 or 3 times. And they also nerfed the rate at which Doomskulls come onto the board, I think at least twice, if not more. Or, you know, like the natural rate at which it comes into the board. Last time I recalled, the blue orb chance is around 15% when obtaining them from an orb, or you know, from those random orb thingies. Also, why did I do that? We already had the win condition. Whoops. Whoops. If anyone has any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, after this chest, I think we might call it a night. And then tomorrow night we can finish out invasions. And I think it's the main thing we need to do. And obviously Guild Wars. Obviously. It is Guild War week. Obviously we're doing that every night. 2 more days. Kind of just hovering around bracket 4 and 5. Which isn't horrible. As long as we don't ever dip below 5. Which I think we did once ever. That was because we were missing a couple people that week. Oh, an Anu. Nice. We ended at an Anu earlier this morning, too. Go figure. Actually, did we end on an Anu all 3 streams? Yesterday, this morning, and today? Because I'm pretty sure we pretty much ended with an Anu, if not exactly yesterday. We definitely did this morning. And we just did right now. The triple Anu. Only if those were triple Nisha. Though we did get the Nisha the other day, so hey, still worked out nicely. As I mentioned, yeah, the St. Patrick's Day sale, obviously, they keep showing it. Trying to make their money. It's still not that worth it buying gems in this game. There are some things in this game that are worth buying. Personally, that is one of them that doesn't seem too worth it unless you have like a really high VIP already. How would you go about finding out what the top guild teams would be? For what? Like offensive PvP? Or do you mean like defensively? Like defensively, it's pretty easy to tell. Offensively is obviously harder to tell. But if something works, like if you can score over 9,500 with something, and it's doing so somewhat consistently, like that's good enough. Like you don't really need it much higher than that. Because realistically, the highest you can even score is around 9,600 or 9,700. It's technically possible to get slightly higher, however you would need absurd luck. So if your team's doing at least 9,500 consistently, it doesn't really matter what the team is, it just works. Even if there's a better team out there, as long as it's doing what it needs to do, it's still fine. Like the team that we did today. Like, is there a better team for Brown Day? Probably. But it's pretty consistently getting us 9,500 plus, so it really doesn't matter if we get like 100 or 200 extra just for running an absolute optimal team. What is the best badge? Badges or medals? The main setups that you tend to use is 20% into 2 seasons, 4 magic, and pure cleanse. These are probably the 3 most useful ones as far as builds are concerned. 3 medals of Orpheus is used to counter stats effects. 3 Nishas is used for really high magic output. And 20% mana start into 2 seasons is used for a lot of skull spam teams that naturally don't have any kind of mana start to go with them, in order to give them additional skull damage, durability, and mana start simultaneously. These are the 3 main metal builds that you would use for about like 80-90% of the time. There are a few exceptions where you'd use something else, like obviously Rowan would use pure armor, and there's a couple other niche instances like that. But for the most part, almost every team runs off of either 3 Nisha medals, especially during Guild Wars, 3 Orpheus medals, I mean. 3 Nisha medals for magic, or 20% to 2 seasons. Most teams cover one of those 3, with a few exceptions. So those are the best medal setups. And most of them are pretty easy to get, except for this one. Triple Nisha is really hard to get. But as far as 20% into 2 Nisha, 20% into 2 seasons, and 3 Orpheuses, those are really both easy to get. But that's pretty hard to get. Though you can use 3 medals of guard with Rowan, and it actually does more than what magic would for her. So you can kind of use that prior to then, until you get the Nishas out. Nishas take forever to grind, though. 3 Nishas take forever. Though I think we did power grind it in like a month and a half, but we were like grinding like crazy that time when it first came out. Like hours upon hours per day. Is there a point to doing summoning stones? No, they are really bad. They used to give completely random troops with a chance for mythics, but ever since they changed it so it's either a common rare, ultra rare, or epic, they've become substantially worse. There's not even like a % chance to get some kind of other like random good thing. The only times you really ever open them is when the campaign forces you to do so. Otherwise, you should save it for weapons and for those deep book things that will eventually need to be crafted. But those are about the only 2 things you tend to use the color thingies on. Pet food's also really bad for it. I did a little bit initially when it came out, but it's super exceedingly bad value with how they have it scaled. Never get pet food. The only thing you ever use those colored jewels on are weapons and deep books. That's it. I don't believe there's a single other thing that you would need them for. Oh, I guess maybe Celestial Trade Stones. That's not necessarily the best value. However, if you're in a pinch just to get 1 or 2 very quickly, it's not horrible value for the time it would save you. Because it could take like an hour to farm a Celestial. So if you just needed like 1 or 2 very quickly, it wouldn't be horrible. That's not the best use of them. But yeah, Summoning Stones are really bad. And they have been for pretty much always, especially after they technically nerfed them. They made their drop table more concise for so new players would kind of be benefited from it. But in doing so, they kind of made it so mass obtaining them is just pointless. So you kind of only do it through a campaign. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call it a wrap for tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Next Gems of War stream will be the same time as always, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do every single night. We'll be doing invasions, we'll be messing with Guild Wars, and probably doing a little bit more token grinding. Whatever other weekly things we need to go and finish up. Aside from that, we will be doing a Century Age of Ashes stream tomorrow. We will not be horrible. If you saw how horrible we were at the beginning of the other one, we will actually be competent at playing. And we'll probably start that around noon. And we'll go from there. And we'll also be playing that probably every single day during this week for the beta thingy. Quite a bit will probably be off stream, but we'll do a decent amount of them on stream as well. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Enjoy your weekend, and best of luck with everything.